What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. Last time, we got access to, well, at least the beginning portion of our daily life. Went over a few tutorial things, as well as a few things kind of going on with the series, and whether or not, like, it's exclusive to New Game Plus or not, did a little bit of shopping, and realized that there's not really a whole lot for us to do today. Normally this would be a day where you would just do stat boosts, since there's no social links available today. But we don't need to do that. So, in this episode, we're gonna go save Yukiko! Not really a whole lot that we can realistically do, so yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be doing today.
Alright, we're all here.
Like I said, it might be a little bit daunting to try to take on all of Yukiko's castle in one day, especially if you're used to playing the original Persona 4, but trust me, doing it in Golden, very much doable.
Yeah, let's go!
Now, I did mention that there were various costumes that we do still need to get. However, they don't show up until we get access to the Fox, since it's the Fox that specifically gives us these costumes. So, honestly, trying to do Yukiko as soon as possible isn't a bad thing. So yes, just all general tutorial stuff, blah 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 blah. We don't really need to go to the Velvet Room. I could potentially try to fuse some other personas, but considering that I still have room for a lot more personas, I'm pretty much good to kind of keep what I currently got and just go from there. And talking to Teddy after rescuing Chie, we get some go-homes, which are definitely going to be helpful going forward. This is just going into, hey, the dungeon layout changes every day. But realistically, it changes anytime you move floors. Very different. Compared to the original. So, what exactly are we going to be doing, in lieu of doing, say, history lessons? Well, this gives us a chance to see some more new Shovel Time cards. So now we get access to the One More cards, which basically allow us to pick multiple cards throughout Shuffle Time, and now we are able to actually get our clear bonuses. So we can go ahead normally. You do wanting to try to clear out the entire set, but if it's impossible to clear the set, then you're pretty much better off just getting at least the things that you want. And when it comes to the transforming cards, they transform at random. So what exactly are we going to be doing when it comes to dungeon explorations? Well, there's actually quite a few topics that I do want to talk about that kind of concern Persona. And the first one that I wanted to do was kind of more speculation, but because it's blah 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 blah, yes, we can go to the stairs, we've already shown that before. Now, originally this was supposed to be like a little fun thing, and this was what I wanted to cover first for going through Yukiko's castle. And that was kind of what I wanted to see in a potential Persona 3 remake. However, considering that the plan to do this has spanned over a year, and like the main way of doing this was kind of within the last few months, between that time, a Persona 3 remake went from just pure speculation to, at this point, being less than a month from release. So yeah, Reload is not that far off from being released. So that's kind of my bad for pushing this off for so long. But it is something that I still want to talk about. Less so of what Reload is necessarily going to have, and more of what I personally wanted to see in a Persona 3 remake. Blah, 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 blah. We definitely want to keep at least one go home on us. Definitely something that we're definitely going to want. Especially since we kind of need several of those if we want to just go back and save. So when it comes to Persona 3 Remake talk, instead of talking about stuff that is actually in Reload, I do kind of, like I said, I do want to go and talk about stuff that I personally wanted to see in a Persona 3 Remake, and I can also kind of bring up, like, whether or not that's actually happening in Reload. Before we really get going on that, let's go through a cutscene. And by that, I mean skip through a cutscene. And now we're back to exploring. So, there were quite a few things that I wanted to see in a potential Persona 3 remake. Blah, blah, blah. We're skipping over this. Okay, yeah. Talking about one more. Approaching shadows from the back. We've been doing that this entire time. So, kind of one of the big things that I really wanted to see in a Persona 3 remake was... Gold Hand! Get it, get it, get it!
A rare monster.
Okay, so, Gold Hands. Remember what I said earlier about there being a specific way to grind out money and that it's really easy to grind out money? That's Gold Hands. Gold Hands are one of the best way to gain not only money, but experience within Persona 4 Golden. These things are a treasure trove of money and experience. They can be a little bit more difficult to kill compared to, like, the original, because these guys generally have one very specific weakness, and as we get later on in the game, they also become immune, or reflect, or absorb every element, except one. Sometimes they don't even have any, so you kind of have to just go with Almighty. I do not remember what exactly these things are particularly weak to.
Counting on you. Persona.
So I'm pretty much just kind of
Just
guessing.
one enemy left.
Oh boy. And GA doesn't have any ice skills yet.
Come on.
The other way that you could just do it is oftentimes just...
It's death.
All right, guys, pile on. Ready?
I was about to say you could try to crit them. And that also works really well. That was really good timing, if I could have gotten that out.
Let's do it.
Unfortunately, they all generally have good evasion skills as well. I don't think I have anything to really... Well, I do have Ukabok. Last thing I want is for them to just have stupid high evasion, and then we miss our chance at this.
Throw down. Persona.
How is Yosuke the one that's missing these? It's also important that these things don't land a crit. If they crit you, they will immediately run away. Okay, I'm gonna use another Secunda. If I can get one crit on this guy, then we're good.
Persona. Damn it. It's not going down.
Okay, come on, Chie.
Persona! Someone finish it off!
Still good. Okay, we're still alive. Switch to Izanagi. And Klee.
Persona!
Not sure I can really go with a crit, but
Damn, it's not going down.
enough physical attack and I might be able to finish it anyway. There we go!
That was easy.
So yeah, so just from that, we get 200 experience and 800 yen. That is a lot for early on in the game.
Congrats!
So that automatically gave us a level up. Levels up Izanagi as well. And gives us his last skill, too.
Ah, level up.
Yosuke levels up,
I
and Chie levels up. So just from that one fight, we got a lot of good things.
Six.
Now, we did get hit quite a bit. So I am going to use the opportunity to just heal everyone up. Okay, so now we can get back to what I was telling before seeing the gold hand. Also, one thing with gold hands that are really nice is if you can get shuffle time on them. Getting wands or especially coins on a gold hand is fantastic. And also, you very much want to avoid Arcana cards that decrease both the experience and gold from them. Because there are Arcana cards that do that. So yeah, keep that in mind when it comes to getting those multipliers. Okay. Still going after us. Okay, so back to what I was saying before about what I personally wanted in a Persona 3 remake. I guess we can also show off enemies as well while we're at it. The Black Ravens. Any new enemies we find, we can just show them off as we kind of go through it. Yeah, they're weak to electric.
That was a good one, Sensei.
Yeah, I honestly do not remember what anything is really weak to. I do have bosses written down,
Move, partner.
but that is it.
It's down.
Aha! Is this our chance? Okay!
So yeah, I'm just kind of winging it, and these guys survived an all-out attack.
3 enemies. Let's get 2 enemies.
Okay, thankfully they're weak enough that I can just kind of smack them.
Leichan is swatting them left and right.
Alright, and we do end up with shuffle time anyway. I'm perfectly content with that, because we are already kind of running low on SP. So, what I personally wanted in a Persona 3 remake. Honestly, the biggest thing that I really wanted was for it to be a definitive version of Persona 3. Persona 3, I mean, for years, and honestly over a decade at this point, Persona 3 has basically had 2 definitive versions. Wind pin. Is that one that increases? Yes, perfect. Because you basically had between FES and Portable. FES had a lot of kind of the general advantages of just having like cutscenes, a much fuller story, as well as the epilogue. But Portable had a lot more quality of life, as well as having the FemC route. So honestly, having a true definitive game would have been the best of both worlds. Unfortunately, a definitive version is not what we're getting with Reload. Because it very much has been clearly stated that there will be no answer, and there will be no FemC. So, I mean, there's still some people holding out hope that there'll be a Persona 3 Reload Definitive Edition that might include it. I mean, some people are also saying, like, maybe there'll be DLC. I don't expect DLC. Atlus generally doesn't do that sort of meaty DLC story. At least for mainline Persona. I mean, I think Tactica might have had, like, a side story, but not mainline Persona. Oh, and we get a new hand. The Magic Hand.
It's not strong at all.
I need to conserve on my SP, admittedly.
Two enemies.
So
Charge
I
through. Counting on you.
am going to try my best to do that for me. And it resists wind. Cool.
Come on! Take this!
Cool, this is going real great. Real great, guys. I think this thing might be weak to fire. Now that I think about it. So let's go ahead. We'll just kill you. Really? Okay, no, it has fire. It must be weak to ice then. And Chie does not have any ice skills
Attaboy,
currently.
Yosuke. You're in the zone.
Does Upsaris? Not initially. No. No, I'm kind of stuck. I'm very much stuck. Oh boy. I will take that though. So at least we get our shuffle time. Can we actually get a sweep bonus this time? Sweep bonus would be real nice to get. No. Very much not. I'll take the chest key though, because we've got a rare chest right in front of us. And what's in this? Fire Vow. Well... No, fire damage. Wait a minute, didn't... Wait a minute. Reduces wind damage. God, I read that completely wrong with Yosuke. Something in the back of my mind, too, was telling me that I was reading that wrong. I really don't have anything. Whoops. I may as well give that to me. Anyway. So, I don't expect there to be any sort of DLC. Whether or not there will be, like, an expanded edition that would have the answer in FemC, I don't know. It's Atlas. It's entirely possible that that might happen. Apparently, magic hands are as fickle as the golden hands. Just attacked Chie and then left. Okay. Looks like we explored everything, though, so we're good to continue onward. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Not entirely sure if we would necessarily get that. Kind of on the same topic was something that we are kind of getting. And this also would have tied into, like, having a, like, definitive edition having both MC and FemC. And that would have been just one straight list of social links. Kind of the big problem with the original social links in Persona 3 was that a lot of them weren't really super good, and you just did not have any of the male party members. Oh, and we got a new enemy type, the Positive King.
Persona.
Oh boy, I might actually need to grind out some levels after all.
Come on! Take
Okay, so let's go ahead and just... We might just be better off just trying to do crits, admittedly. Crits might be a better way to go about this. Oh boy.
Yikes!
The secret
Reinforcements!
Bambino.
We're really
Okay.
done.
I want to say it's weak to fire. I also need to heal up Chie.
Counting on you. Persona.
Thanks a million!
So let's go ahead and switch on over to Ukabak. Agi? Are you weak to fire? It is weak to fire.
That's
Good.
how it's done. Knocked it down.
Make it dizzy so it can't do anything. That did a lot. Ooh!
Here's our chance! Okay!
Yeah, I might actually need to go back and actually... Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes.
Someone else's turn. One enemy. Fight! Fight! Fight!
Oh, no.
Don't give up, Yosuke.
Oh, damn it!
I did it!
Ugh. Yeah, I might actually need to go and do a little bit more grinding. maybe doing... maybe doing that grinding earlier wasn't necessarily a bad thing, because I am not doing super well on all this. Can you leave me alone? Sorry if there are loud bangs in the background. As is tradition, I am recording on New Year's Eve. In fact, it's almost New Year's Day. So Happy New Year's, everyone. It's still trying to come after me, isn't it? Yes. Yes, it very much is. Ah, boy. Okay. I am going to take the opportunity to try to get a little bit more levels here on the 3rd floor. Because I really need to activate Shuffle Time. And I might just need to go back to the 1st floor to activate Shuffle Time. And try to get the sweep bonus. Because I very much need some recovery. And I need to be a little bit more powerful. Okay, well we have ourselves a new card, the Priestess. The Priestess will change a random card to a different Arcana card. And that just gave us the Hermit. We'll give some recovery. So, anyway, like I was saying, when it came to the Persona 3 remake, what I was kind of wanting was just a revamp of the social links. You get rid of a lot of kind of unnecessary and kind of more fluff social links. Kind of what they did with the Femc route. I mean, you replace Kenji, you replace Nozomi, Mamoru, a lot of kind of the more fluff social links. Ooh, and a new enemy, and I definitely know that you're weak to fire. So let's go ahead, knock you down, switch to Ukabak, and hit you with an Agi.
It's down!
Alright, let's go!
Might not have been a good idea to have just focused on armor, and instead maybe I should have focused on getting some more...
Just one
What is with my accuracy?
down!
Alright!
Also, looking at my clock, it is now officially 2024. There's gonna be a lot of bangs happening in the background because the fireworks are going wild. Okay, so here is another new card, the Moon. The Moon halves the XP that we got in the battle, but gives us 2 more draws. So we can do that, get the chest key, get the Hierophant to then change that to a different persona. We already have Angel, and now we've got the sweep bonus. So, as I mentioned before, the sweep bonus is gotten when you get every single card in a set. It means that Shuffle Time is guaranteed, and we have 3 pulls right away for Shuffle Time. Persona cards that we already have, so it changes so that way there are new Persona cards, as well as potentially getting away some more adverse effects. To give you an idea, one card, I'll just say it now, is Death. Death automatically ends Shuffle Time. So oftentimes, if you have a sweep bonus and Death shows up, Death will transform into a different card. So we do lose some experience. We do gain a key. And there we go! Chie finally gets Bufu. So that's nice. Okay. And we got ourselves a rare chest. Please let this have the item I'm looking for. No. We're gonna have a few things that we're gonna be looking for this. I'm gonna give that to Chie, because Chie is all about strength. And I am going to take the opportunity to use a few soul drops. And we'll just kind of stick onto the 3rd floor for a bit. That way we can get at least a decent amount of experience from the enemies here. So, like I was saying, I'll continue talking about Persona 3 Reload. We'll get through kind of this whole session for talking about that, as well as me trying to grind out experience. I also need to make sure that I hit enemies from behind, because otherwise it's going to be a nightmare to get into any battles. So anyway, like I was saying, one thing I would have really liked would have seen replacing a lot of those fluff social links with the male party members. And so to give you an idea for sweep bonus, there's only 3 cards are pretty much guaranteed. So the nice thing with this is that we can take the good card, we can avoid the bad one by turning it into a different card. So there we go. So overall, we maintain our sweep bonus, and we get a little bit of recovery. So that was kind of what I would think, but instead of just removing all of those fluff social links entirety, they would still basically be around for kind of side quest sort of things. Ah, crap. So they would still be around if you, like, wanted to do any sort of, like, side quest, kind of like how there are certain NPCs where you can kind of see like a story go through the game. Similar to that, but with actual like trying to help them without actually taking up time. Oh, and that's a new card as well. The Sun. The Sun, very similar to Moon, except it halves your money gained. But it does also give you 2 additional cards. Doesn't really matter, none of the cards change. So we get a chest key, Angel gains another endurance point, and we get half money. So this would also apply to the social links that were exclusive to the FemC route as well. Like, they would also be included in kind of like this additional, like, oh, extra story content. Go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. Gotcha! Okay, it's still just the one, but
Beat the stuffing out of it.
still want to make sure that we get this. So use Secunda. Secunda uses a lot of SP, which is a little bit unfortunate. But we can get shuffle time with this. That would help out a lot. Unfortunately, we are kind of at the mercy of getting crits.
Couldn't quite beat it.
Because I do not
You can win
believe...
this. Do your best.
I mean, it could be something where it's like it's weak to light or something like that.
Persona.
There we go!
Now's the run.
Okay, good amount of damage. I'm gonna try an Augie. Now, resists fire. Yeah, like I said, these things generally resist most skills. Oh boy. Try another bash.
Someone else's
Okay. Secunda. Using up all my SP, unfortunately, but we can get it.
Take that! Someone finish it off!
Okay, we're good.
It's not going down.
Now, I want Angel to get the experience, because I want Hama.
Come on! Persona!
There we go! Now, can we get extra money from this? Well, possibly. I don't want half money. Recover, endurance up, change to a different arcana. Well, better than losing half the money, I suppose. Chest key, recovery.
Not bad, partner.
And this is going to be how we're going to be able to get level ups a lot quicker and be able to get through our grinding sessions a lot faster. So yeah, so that was kind of what I was thinking, like, to include the male party members, and admittedly, Relo does have something kind of similar with these kind of side story things that they're including. What are you two doing? Oh god! Oh god! What is happening? Okay, that was weird. That was very weird. It knew exactly where I was, which is generally not how shadows act. We get Hama. Honestly, getting Bufu as a skill card, especially since I don't really have anything? Let's maybe give it to Angel. Angel also has some pretty decent magic for what we have, and I very much could use some more. Unfortunately, the big problem with jumping in right away is that I don't have a large supply of tap.
Are you alright, Yosuke? You're hurt!
Also, Yosuke's not really doing so hot. So at the very least, like, it is kind of including, like, those side stories that we've seen so far from trailers. So there is at least some expansion. It's just kind of the opposite of what I was kind of hoping and wanting. Where instead of letting that be delegated to kind of the more weaker social links. Ooh, the Gentleman's Tux. I don't believe that's the actual item we're looking for. Actually, no! That is the item we're looking for. I thought we were looking for the female version of this, but no. The Gentleman's Tux. We're gonna want to keep this. This is really good. Okay. So, I mentioned before that there was an item that we very much needed from a rare chest in Yukiko's castle. This is it. This is the item that we needed, is the Gentleman's Tux. Holy crap. For some reason, I thought we needed the female armor from these. No. No, we needed this. We absolutely needed this. This is absolutely what we want. So, it's not super good in defenses, but it does give you an extra 50 HP, which can be quite a lot early on. So what we can do... Yosuke doesn't really have all that much, so I'm gonna give that to him. And actually, that doesn't really help Chie all that much. Still, at the very least this early on, extra 50 HP is going to be real good, and we do not want to get rid of that. Absolutely do not want to have to get rid of that if we can help it. That's pretty much all we can really do. So let's go ahead and move to the next floor. And now that we've actually have a little bit more... Oh, god dang it. Get a shadow just right away. Okay. Ooh, get back here, get back here, get back here.
A rare monster! Beat the stuffing out of it!
I want to give this a shot. Does light work? It can work. But I'm willing to bet that it resists light.
Damn, it's not going down. Just one enemy left!
Let's go, Tomoe!
So, while Angel would be nice and might be able to do it instantly, I think I'm better off just continuing to lower its evasion. Especially if it does that.
Damn, it's not going down.
So we'll switch to Ukabak. Use Secunda. Be very low on SP again. Like I said, like, realistically, we don't really need to do this all in one day. If we really need to go back and just get extra stuff, we can certainly go and do that. But damn it, I want to do this in one day so I have a lot more time to do extra things. And gold hands are certainly the way to go. Yes, money up. So money up. I'll take the extra chest key. Change Arcana so we can keep the sweep. Damn it. Didn't want to lose the experience as well. So, have experience, which is kind of bleh, but we get a small multiplier to our money. Well, that sucked. Oh well. So anyway, that was kind of what I wanted, was just kind of a revamping of the social links, which at least we're getting something of the sort. So, I mean, that's nice, I guess. Ooh, table.
There's only one
The laughing table. Are you perhaps weak to fire?
One enemy! Fight! Fight! Fight!
You're not weak to fire.
Throw down!
What were you weak to? Wind! Wind is what you're weak to.
All right.
Yeah. Even though these enemies are the same types of enemies, some of them are remixed. Some of them have different weaknesses, some have different resistances and different movesets. The only thing that I'm really cataloging are the bosses, but even the general enemies can be a little bit different. Ooh, okay. Let's get that experience up. We'll take Sandman, change to Arcana. Damn it. Okay, well, no. Change the persona. And Ukabak. Okay. All worked out in the end. Because, yeah, that is kind of the thing with Shuffle Time now, is that it's just a matter of manipulating the cards to get what you want. Ice Vow. Ooh, perfect. Well, Power Bout's still going to be nice for us. I'll give that to... You know what? Give it to Yosuke. That way his attacks are a little bit more powerful when we encounter the gold hand, since my job is primarily to... I really don't want to use a Snuff Soul this early on. I might need to. My job is mostly just to lower their accuracy, so I can just do a lot. But anyway, oh no.
There's one enemy! It's not strong!
Okay, well, I can try fire and I can try ice. I can try beating you. Maybe I'll get a friend.
Someone else's turn.
Nope.
Just one enemy left!
Fire. Now, ice?
Come on!
No. Yeah.
Yikes! Reinforcements!
Okay, you
It's
might
not
just not be
strong
weak
at
to
all.
anything. In which case... Yeah!
That's it, Yosuke! One enemy down!
Okay, make it dizzy.
Some thick skin! Two enemies!
Then
Charge,
I am going to attempt... Hama.
Persona!
Weak to light.
Alright, guys, okay!
Very interesting. Did not know that. Nothing really new, so... We'll go with luck, avoid encounters, change to Arcana. Let's get the avoid encounters again. If you get the same Arcana card, you only get its use once. Ooh, we get a blue quartz. Those gems are interesting since they are specific currency for something a little bit later down the line. We can't actually sell that for money, at least not that I recall. We might be able to sell that for a little bit of money now that I think about it. But they're primarily used for buying other things. Okay. Got a few life stones, so I can use that for a little bit of recovery. Okay, in terms of other things that I was kind of looking forward to for a Persona 3 remake, I mean, one big thing that I just wanted was for them to put in a lot of quality of life improvements that Persona 5 got. And honestly, yeah, definitely getting that 100%. I mean, let's maybe avoid that. Yeah, I mean, we're getting baton passes, essentially. We're getting finishers as well, like the finisher cards after an all-out attack. So they're even implementing some of the style of Persona 5, but still keeping it very distinctly Persona 3 as well, which I'm a fan of. That way it's not just completely being Persona 5-ified. I do kind of hope that you are able to switch out party members in combat, because that would honestly be a really good improvement.
This is too tough. I'm at my limit.
So yeah, I mean, that is something that I do kind of like. Ooh, well, there's the female equivalent, the combat dress. Let's go ahead and that's evade fire. That's gonna be helpful for Chie. Also, Yosuke is dying, so I should probably do something about that. Life stone. Also, Chie's not doing too hot. I might actually need to back off and just try to get more items. It isn't bad to... Oh, come on. Oh!
A rare monster. Beat the stuffing out of it.
Okay, well that is something that I very much like to see from a chest. Let's go ahead. Switch to Ukabok. Let's just try to get rid of this gold hand. And beat the tar out of it.
Couldn't quite beat it.
That's not good. If it says it's bewildered, then it's thinking about running away.
Someone else's turn.
I have not landed a crit yet. Problem with crits is that you're very much just relying on chance.
Like it.
Aha, let's
Last possible attack. Oh boy. Ooh, lots of cards. Oh, lots of bad cards. Lots of very bad cards. Okay. Luck up, avoid encounters, change Arcana. Change Arcana. And sometimes it works out. It doesn't always work out.
Hey, congrats.
But it can.
All right, I leveled up.
Okay, we are looking quite a bit better now. And a Snuff Soul, good. We are really... I'm not used to playing this aggressively with this little resources. Yeah, I am playing way too much fast and loose with my spells, which also makes things very much complicated. Okay, yeah, we can move on to the next floor. Oh no. Oh no. We're at the mid-boss. We're at the mid-boss. Okay. Well, I think what I can do to maybe help even the odds is using a go home. Go home will allow us to go back to the Velvet Room. So I'm going to make a few different personas after I save the game. So I will be back with some new personas.
Huh?
Huh?
Quick question. If she's that hard to handle, why even bring her here in the first place? I don't follow. Can you explain in more detail? Not of man. Oh, hold on. What do you mean, one who is not of man?
Whatever.
And thus we have now officially unlocked the potential to start Marie's social link. So we will be able to meet her outside the Velvet Room by the shopping district. And we can take her out to various places across town. Marie's is kind of an interesting social link because she's kind of out on sporadic days, and each of her rank ups are essentially story locked. There are quite a few ranks that are kind of locked until you've hit certain parts in the story. Simply because, minor spoilers, a lot of her interactions also deal with the investigation team. So a lot of those locks are partially there so that way the affiliated person is there for her social link. So Marie is a social link that we're going to be basically raising sporadically throughout. It's not something you can really focus on unless you just decide to blitz through it towards the end of the game, which is also a little bit of a problem because Marie also has a time frame associated with her. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that her social link is finished by a certain date. This is pretty close to the end of the game, admittedly. And the game will let you know when it's getting close to that deadline. So at this point, not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it. But to kind of compare it to Persona 5 Royal, Marie is Maruki in terms of this. You need to finish her social link to get access to the third semester and the additional content associated with it. And it also has a specific time frame that you need to complete prior to, like, at least a month or so prior to the end of the game. So, keep that in mind. But I'm going to go and fuse personas now, so excuse me. Alright, so I basically fused away most of my personas. I still have Angel, but Valkyrie and Erebus are going to be very much my main users. Valkyrie, mostly for versatility. Bufu is what it had. I could pass down Garu and Zio, and I also gave it Secunda from Ukabok, but she couldn't learn Augie. But I have Erebus for Augie, and he has really good magic. So that's going to be helpful. So let's get back into the thick of things. Ah, interesting. So the game is giving you a reminder that, hey, don't push yourself too far. You don't have to save Yukiko in one day. You shouldn't push your luck, but instead return to rest, buy equipment, and strengthen your social links. So yeah, that is very much, because the game kind of expects you to jump straight back into it, which is why it doesn't give you any social links right away. We really don't have that much money, all things considered. So there's not really a whole lot that we can do to buy anything, admittedly. Although we do have some things that we can sell. It's not really a whole lot that we could really do to get a lot of equipment. But I wouldn't mind starting back on the first floor and just kind of just going through things really quickly, just to get a bunch of items. Not to mention that I do want to... Oh, hey, here we are. In terms of other things that I really wanted... Ooh, Snuff Soul! In terms of other things that I really wanted from a Persona 3 remake, I mean, mostly just covered kind of the big things that I really wanted. I guess... one thing that I very much kind of want... It's more so relating to... These shadows can be really persistent. Incredibly persistent!
Sensei, are you okay? Your health's low.
I'm also... Am I hearing chains? I might be hearing chains. Let me head on over to the chest.
Sensei,
Yes,
are you
Teddy, I know
okay?
my health
Your
is low.
health's
Shut
low.
up. No, I must be hearing things. I did kind of cut one thing out when we were going through Yukiko's castle the first time because I thought I was hearing chains. What was I saying? Okay, seriously, Teddy, if... There, my health is not low anymore. That was pretty much most everything that I wanted to talk about when it came to kind of like a Persona 3 remake. Like, I had a lot more ideas for kind of specifics when it came to say, like, oh, well, you can get different social links to make both MC and FemC have the same ones. But honestly, it's a bit of a moot point considering that 1, FemC isn't appearing, and 2, they're not changing up the main social links. So that becomes a little bit of an issue. Because it's like, oh, well, it's nice kind of theory crafting sort of thing for just the general idea to do this. But kind of a moot point. So, yeah, not really a whole lot more that I really wanted to talk, really. Well, Snuff Soul's worth it. So like I was saying, like, there's not really a whole lot else I really wanted to do. A lot of it was just kind of like potential theory crafting. I think there was one big thing that I really wanted to potentially have them do for a potential Persona 3 remake. And that was very much expanding the full moon operations. I don't think it's gonna happen. Just because there's been, at the very least, I've seen that there are demos out for, like, at the very least, Priestess. But one big thing that I really wanted was expanding, like, that's 3 Snuff Souls in a row. That's great. I might just be able to continue doing this anyway. So, like I said, expanding the full moon operations to be essentially like mini palaces. If Tartarus is essentially like Mementos, then making the full moon operations essentially palaces, but in a smaller scale, I think would have been a great way to be able to really expand upon just the idea of the full moon operations in general. So, I mean, like, every full moon operation just becomes a sort of palace. Like, it's kind of weird when you think about, like, Emperor and Empress. But the idea basically would be to make each operation have, like, its own puzzles and actually make it a lot more engaging. I mean, you already had somewhat of an engagement when... There was a chest down there that I missed. You already had some sort of engagement when it came to Lovers and Hierophant. But then every other one was just... It was just run down a corridor and there's the boss. And sometimes you wouldn't even get that. It's just, oh, here's the boss fight now. Oh, jeez, again. Damn it. It killed Chie and then ran away.
Sensei, are you...
That's kind of the problem with the rare hands. You can use a lot of resources and sometimes it just doesn't amount to anything, which makes things a little bit more tricky to deal with. Anyway, we're kind of done here, so next floor. So, like I was saying, like, turning the full moon operations into mini palaces would make them more memorable and even expand upon various things. Like, I think, at the very least, like, you could expand the Polonia Mall to really dive into the Rise connection, since Rise canonically was there at Club Escapade during the time of Hermit. You could expand the military base because that was a really cool concept, and maybe even tie it more to the Kirijo group. But instead it's just one long corridor. So it's very boring. Like, there's cool concepts for these. Like, the only one that I think isn't necessary to actually have a palace would be Hanged Man. Because at least with Hanged Man, you do have the boss fight ahead of time with fighting Strega. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just fight you normally. Or just not. I don't know what was going on there. So yeah, so maybe with the exception of Hanged Man, you can really get a lot of just doing these as mini palaces. And then just at the end of the game as well, just the upper end of Tartarus itself is also a mini palace to kind of go through one last trial before you have to fight the next avatar. Now, admittedly, like, the amount of information we know about the palaces, or the full moon operations, are still pretty limited at this point. I think only Priestess has been shown off in any capacity. Freaking really? 2 of them? I had so much trouble, and I've seen so many people have so much trouble with this. How do I get 2 of them in the same run? Well, I'm not gonna complain too much, even though my current armor is technically better. I'd rather have more defense than just more health, admittedly. But anyway, like, it's still, I guess, technically possible that they could do something similar like that and bring in that aspect of Persona 5. But admittedly, I'm not holding my breath that this cool idea that I've had for a long time, since before Reload's been announced, actually makes it in. I guess one other thing that I kind of hoped that they do, but doesn't seem like it since they're keeping the social links as faithful as possible, was give Ikutsuki a social link. Like, honestly, I was thinking more like, oh, you would include Ikutsuki as a new social link, potentially including Theo in MC Roots, which it also doesn't seem like we're getting anything dealing with Theo. Which is kind of a shame because Theo really doesn't get to do much of anything. He's only tied to the FemC, which honestly kind of feels a little bit wasted. So, I don't know. I do feel like Theo should have a little bit of a presence at least. Like, maybe relegate him to skill cards if they're going to be introducing that. Because I get, like, trying to keep Persona 3 to an authentic experience as possible, but still, just include all of the stuff that... Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, same puzzle as before. I do kind of wish that they would just... They're already doing a bunch of quality of life stuff and a bunch of other additions.
It seems strong, but I'm sure you'll win.
So, I mean, just go the whole 9 yards. It would have been great. Anyway, Burning Beetle and the Phantom Mage. Phantom Mage, I'm pretty sure is... I should have switched to Angel. Whoops. Well, you should be weak to ice. Yes.
Sensei,
You, I think, are just weak to light, so I'm just gonna focus on...
some thick skin.
Focus on just beating him down.
Couldn't quite beat it.
He's next. Oh boy. Bash. Hope for a crit.
Damn, it's not going down.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Sensei, they lowered
Okay,
your
well,
odds.
there's a reason I kept Angel. That's Hama. There we go.
Let's get it.
And that's still not enough to take it down. Oh no. Oh no.
Come on! Take this!
It's
Okay,
down.
now?
Here's our... Give it!
There we go. Okay, well this... You got a lot more dicey. Oh yeah, so sometimes the persona just changes to a different arcana, and sometimes you just can't maintain your streak, which is, you know, kind of sucks. Alright, well we've got plenty of chest keys. We can afford to not get it that time.
I leveled up!
Hey, Chie leveled up. Good, we're gonna need as much help as we can get. Okay. So that is the way to the stairs. Okay. So I think from here we can go back to the room here. I know this isn't where our fight is. 2 shadows, but it's only a regular box. Okay, I know it's going to be a little bit insane to try to do this with the SP that we have. Why? You know what? I got an idea. Oh!
2 enemies. You can attack before them.
They're both weak
This
to
enemy's
light.
weakness-
Well, I needed to use an SP recovering item anyway.
No one stands in Sensei's way.
We'll do that. We'll go ahead. We'll use a Snuff Soul on myself. Beat him up.
One enemy. Fight,
Yeah,
fight, fight.
yikes, it's tough!
Beat him up some more.
Some thick skin.
And then Hama.
Soda. We won.
Yeah, that is kind of the problem if you don't have the... If you don't have the sweep bonus, even if you hit all the weaknesses, it doesn't sometimes just give it to you, which is a bit of a shame. Looking at going forward, it's a little bit kind of risky, admittedly. We're pretty good on health. I think we're pretty good on a lot of our other stuff. I'm going to go ahead and use some soul drops. That should should be good. Keyword should. Yeah. Oh, wait, that isn't? Ah? I thought that was where the prince was. Is it the next one? I guess it is this one. Ah, jeez, another shadow. Darn it. Whatever, I have an idea. Could have used a Vanish Ball, but I didn't really want to waste that, and hey, just took forever. Ah, boy. Okay, so we do that. We'll heal up Yosuke the rest of the way. Probably wasted Peach seat. I don't care. Let's go ahead and enter the door.
One enemy ambushed you! Hang in there!
Okay, so we've got ourselves our mid-boss, the Avenger Knight. The Avenger Knight is weak to fire and nulls light and dark, and knows the skills Tarukaja, Red Wall, Power Charge, Skewer, Poison Skewer, what did I write there? Oh, Moodle! Thought that was a G there. It's like, Mudge? No. Poison Skewer, Moodle, and Poison Boost. So, at least one of the good things with the Avenger Knight is that it does have a weakness this time. It is weak to fire, but to compensate, it also has a lot more variety of skills. So, it has that going for it now.
Counting on you! Persona!
Oh, wow, that was fast.
Should we show him who's boss?
I'm going to elect not to do that, and instead, power through.
It's not going down. Just one enemy left.
And then that way, I can switch on over. I guess I got a Robus. So we can use Dekaja on it. I was hoping to use Farunda, but I guess that didn't get passed down. I can use Tarukaja, though. Tarukaja on me. So it is now dizzy.
Someone else's turn.
So I can do that and hit it with an Augie.
Persona. That was a good one, Sensei.
So that should help out quite a bit.
It got back up. Hurry and beat it.
And now it has fire resistance. So that kind of sucks. But I'm going to use Tsukukaja on myself. That way I potentially don't die. And then from there, we will switch on over to Valkyrie and use Rakunda. Thankfully, it's pretty susceptible to everything. So lowering its defense will allow us to deal more damage. Okay, that hurt, but it isn't too bad.
Persona. Someone else's turn.
So with that, we will just use Cleave. I'm gonna try to conserve my SP as much as possible.
Come on! Take this! Someone finish it off!
Woohoo! Okay, that Tsukukaja came in handy. Immediately. Be a little bit careful with Yosuke, though. Okay, that's fine. We'll hit it with another Cleave. I'm fine just using attacks. And Chie is meant to use physical attacks.
Someone finish it off!
Okay. Less okay. We'll go ahead, Actually, one go with an all-out attack, and I think we're good.
Sensei, hurry and get rid of that poison!
Switch to a Robus.
Just
And hit it with
one
my
enemy
Log
left. It's down!
All right.
And all on attack. Alright. Well, that wasn't too bad.
Ha! Level up!
And Yosuke leveled up without me. At least he learns Maka Jam. Okay, so at the very least, I do feel a little bit comfortable if I needed to leave. I still want to try to do this in one day, though. Call me absolutely stubborn. But I would very much love to do this in a single day. Like, immediately just free Yukiko. Yo, 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 yo! I can't believe I had to use a Vanish Ball because we were getting our asses kicked by them. Like, I was using all my SP to use Hama to try to one-shot them. It wasn't working. I figured they resisted it. Still really wanted it to work, and it just didn't. Oh, good. 3 go-homes. That's actually really good, having those 3 go-homes. Because that means I can just move on to the next floor, use it, and I can at least go and save and call it a day. And there's my level up. That was also kind of rough, because Yosuke kept getting the crap kicked out of him. So let's go ahead. I really don't have that much HP recovery items anymore. I might need to go grind off the first floor again and just get some more recovery items. But at the very least, I can make it up to the next floor and we can call it a day. If I do need to go and grind off items, I can certainly do so at the start of next time. Blah, 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 blah. Nico's inner voice is telling her to shut up on that rude guy. Ooh, free. Sweet free item. With a soul drop. Okay, so I believe we are good to simply call it a day here. We made it to the next floor. We got several go-homes. So we can return to the entrance, and we're gonna call it a day here. So, next time on Let's Play, Persona 4 Golden. We are not done with our exploration of Yukiko's castle. We are doing pretty well for ourselves, and our levels aren't looking too bad right now either. I think the recommended level for fighting Shadow Yukiko is probably around level 14, so I think if we can at least hit there, we're good. Getting some more health items just from going the first floor and getting, at the very least, getting some more life stones would help out a lot. And with our increase in levels and stats, there's a pretty good chance that we can just wipe the floor with pretty much anything that we fight against. And at least that way we'd be able to just claw some more money and potentially get some more cups for also HP recovery. So, it is a little bit of a grind, don't get me wrong, and this is certainly harder than it really needs to be, not only because of the increased difficulty, but also trying to do it in a single day. We really don't need to do it in a single day. I'm just pushing myself to do so. So, we'll probably spend a little bit of time grinding on the first floor. I'll just skip through it real fast and just like usual, just show anything that's important. But otherwise, we'll mostly try to focus on finishing up Yukiko's castle. So until next time, everyone, take care.